It was going to be you from start to finish.
Right.
And the coach just really stressed how good the week of practice was going into that Coastal game, and that carried over. You finally got an off week.
Yeah.
You get everybody's legs back underneath them. And Coach told us pregame that this week of practice, or the 2 weeks leading to this game, was actually even better than the prep before the Arkansas State and Coastal game. Talk about how so much work is being done, like I like to call behind the curtain, that nobody sees outside of the 60 minutes of the football game that's going on with this program.
Right. We've been doing that behind the curtain work, like you say, since May. So, you know what I mean? Since I got here, this is a great culture to walk into, and Coach Parker and all the guys really believe in that. And, we've been putting in this work, and it's just now showing up, you know what I mean? So we're really proud, but especially the last 2 weeks or past 3 weeks, it's all coming together, gluing together a little more, and we're really excited to face Lafayette this next week.
Eli, you're one of the ones too, man, that just bumps and bruises. You've been run over, it seems like, missed some games. Third consecutive game, there's been continuity with an offensive line up front. Talk about just being in the trenches. How big that is, not only for us, but for any program where you can have consistent reps with the same group in practice and in the game.
Right. You know, it's something that's really hard to explain to someone that's never played football before. Having 5 guys that are all on the same page every single play, and if one guy messes up, the play doesn't work. And honestly, we're having fun out there now. I think that's the biggest thing. We, for the first half of the season, you know, like you said, injuries were a big part of it. But at the same time, we were kind of tense. We were a new team, and let's be completely honest, we were immature at the beginning of the season. We had a lot of new guys that haven't played a lot of ball, haven't played a lot of snaps. And you see like guys like Matt Henry, like Boaz Stanley, Elijah Prather. They're completely different than they were week 1. And I think just growing like that together and having a guy like Daniel King, who's played thousands of snaps now, be next to those guys definitely helps, and he sets the example.
And Matthew, let's specifically talk about your growth as well too. We saw at the Coastal game how the running attack was so good. We executed the passing game with the tight ends. But something that stood out tonight, you could tell Georgia Southern was making a conservative effort in the second half. They were like, if we're going to lose this game, we're going to make Troy beat us throwing the ball vertically downfield. When they took the lead back and we went down there, talk about the coaching staff trusting you and popping those 2 big completions vertically downfield that ultimately led to 7 points.
Right. We believe in our passing game. That's never really wavered. We believe in the guys that we got out there, and I'm glad the coaches believed in me to put the ball in my hands right there in crunch time. And it's really just a glue thing, like I said. I'm new to these guys, and I know I've been with them for 5-6 months, but it's still new, you know what I mean? So the more we play, the more we glue. Like tonight, the pass game really got rolling, and it worked out for us.
And Eli, what an opportunity it was tonight. Like I was telling the defensive guys, and this team is Georgia Southern is leading the Eastern Division.
Right.
So it's not like you're playing the cream of the crop right now in the Sun Belt this year. Another opportunity for this team next week. Number 1 on the road, probably against the Western Division leaders in Louisiana. Talk about, I see when the challenge and stuff, they say we're not worried about who we're playing, it's about us. So let's talk about the opportunity that lies in front of us and this team for next week.
Right. You look at our schedule, we're really not playing for anything outside. People don't think, they're just like, they're not going to make a bowl game, they might as well quit. Well, we have next year too. We got to keep that momentum going, winning these next 2 games, taking us into next year, and just keeping that momentum rolling, keeping everybody together. And a confidence is a huge thing. Winning these last 2 games, like I said, we're a young team, and winning games like this that you really have to grind out and fight for, and then you finally figure out if you play as a team, you're probably going to win the game. And we just got to keep that going. Like you said, we have a good opponent. But I don't even know who we're playing next week, if I'm being completely honest. They're all the same.
Well, let me let y'all in the secret, probably let y'all go. Doing these interviews like this, from an old guy like me, is much easier when we have games like this. I'm all on board for as many as we want to stack on top. Guys, congratulations. Go celebrate. We'll see you next week.
Yes, sir. Thank you.